Long confined to the realm of science fiction, exploiting resources from space, that is, from comets or asteroids, is now seriously explored by academics of all kinds, venture capitalists, and many governments. Ever since the first moon landing in 1969, several missions have brought back samples from its surface, sparked by a real scientific interest. But the moon was but a stepping stone, and in 2005, the Japanese probe Hayabusa landed on an asteroid and later returned with tiny pieces of rock, demonstrating the feasibility of such operations. This is not just a theoretical curiosity. In fact, mining metals and other compounds from asteroids may well be the key to a brighter future here on Earth. Studies have estimated that dozens of asteroids hold trillions of dollars worth of resources, but not all of them are created alike. Some contain water, carbon, and phosphorus, elements essential to life on Earth, and that may be used for deep space operations, such as propellant refueling or growing food for a crew. Other asteroids are made of various minerals, nickel, cobalt, gold, or extremely rare and valuable metals such as rhodium or platinum. Take a look at 16 Psyche, the target for a future NASA mission. This guy is a beast, an asteroid of a diameter of 140 miles, or roughly the distance between LA and San Diego, and it is thought to hold more than $700 quintillion worth of metals. 700 quintillion USD. What does it mean in English, you ask? Well, that is 700 million trillion dollars. If these estimates are correct, this would represent about $90 billion for each person alive on Earth. Quite a lot indeed. But before you see yourself as a mini Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos and max out all your credit cards or, order a Lambo, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. This estimate is actually based on the current market value for the minerals 16 Psyche contains. But if we were to retrieve all of these and sell them on the open market, their price would just collapse overnight, as there would be no demand for such astronomical quantities. In fact, Psyche is believed to contain enough nickel iron to supply our current needs projected over millions of years. So, unless you happen to be a dragon looking to furnish your new lair, this wealth only exists on paper and will be of absolutely no use to you. In such a world, a gold ingot would be no more valuable than a piece of plastic. But perhaps more importantly, do you really believe you could expect to get a slice from this cake? It is more likely that the markets would be destabilized. A few developing economies that rely on mining would collapse, and a select group of space mining companies would make huge profits, potentially minting the first trillionaires. Business as usual. You thought the Dutch East India Company was too powerful. You haven't seen anything yet. So why even bother looking for resources so far away, if they mean a certain economic crisis? Well, just take a look outside. We are currently overexploiting the resources on our good old planet, mining as much as we can, as deep as we can. In many places, the environment is on the verge of collapse, and so is the supply of many rare metals such as platinum, which are critical to many daily life applications in electronic and automotive. Securing a large and steady supply of such materials could relieve the planet from abusive mining practices, drive down pollution, protect ecosystems, and most of all, prevent wars over strategic resources. But if we want to understand the full potential of these asteroids and why they will make us rich, we have to take the long view. Shiny rocks are nice to look at, but using them for actual developments and creating a real demand at this enormous scale will be a game changer. Asteroid mining could indeed unlock the development of many technologies that are not currently achievable. The ability to produce and transport these metals directly in space would be key to several initiatives, the most common example of which is the construction and deployment of an array of solar energy satellites, capturing the energy from the sun and passing it back down to Earth. Another example, and perhaps the most promising one, would be the creation of a whole infrastructure in orbit. Shipyards, dockyards, a spaceport ready to build and send rockets to Mars and beyond, for a much cheaper price than on Earth. Think about it. If humanity wants a chance at colonizing the moon and the outer space, such an infrastructure will be necessary to sustain a large-scale development. And this is why we'll be rich. The average person today is richer than even the kings of old, at least in the Western world. Modern medicine, means of instant communications, frozen or warm foods on demand, the ability to travel anywhere at speed thought impossible. All of these may not seem like much because we are used to them, but our ancestors would think we live like gods. So in the end, whether it is through biomining, optical mining, or more standard probes and robot drills, the resources we will gather from space will spark an ecosystem we can barely imagine today. At such a gigantic scale, it will in turn foster a new industrial revolution. With it, many challenges, but also great advances in the arts and culture, in science, medicine, and, if one could hope, more aligned politics and a better, more equal world. Thank you for watching. If you liked the content of the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you very soon.